It all culminated one night in my neighborhood. The Chapos hit 8 houses where Beltran people were. They filled a whole pickup truck full of bodies. They were cutting people's heads off, rolling them down the street. It sounded like a war zone.
Jon Mullins is a former marijuana trafficker who worked as head of logistics for the Sinaloa Cartel in Nogales, Mexico. He began in the early 90s smuggling steroids from Mexico back to his hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. And by the mid-2010s, at his height, he was moving thousands of pounds of Mexican bud every day to cities across America. He actually lived in Mexico, in Nogales, at a time when the Sinaloa Cartel had that plaza divided between the Chapo and the Mayo factions. And when it came to pot, he was their #1 gringo. Jon gives us exclusive insider insight into Mexican cartel politics and explains how cartel bosses recruit and protect valuable American drug smugglers such as himself. Today, he runs a legal business in Nogales on both sides of the border and is developing a TV show about his life. This is a fascinating one, you guys. And remember, you can get the fully uncensored, ad-free versions of these episodes, plus bonus content at patreon.com/theconnectshow. All right, without further ado, the gringo smuggler himself, Jon Mullins, right here on The Connect with Johnny Mitchell. Okay, where in Ohio are you from?
Born around the Cleveland area. Went to high school in Dayton, a little suburb called Kettering. I went to high school with Rob Deerdick.
Okay.
His sister graduated with me.
I see. So you were in high school in the 90s?
Yeah.
Okay.
I graduated in 1990.
Gen X guy. Okay. So, so you were around for the beginnings of the cocaine era.
Yeah.
Were you dealing drugs in high school?
No. Sold fake IDs.
Fake IDs.
Yeah.
That's good business in high school.
Yeah, it was.
Wow. Yeah. Just making them at home?
Fake IDs, when I got out of school, it kind of like, I got kicked out before I graduated. So I was like, didn't know what to do, you know. Then I was working in gyms since I was 15. This older dude took me on a trip to Mexico because my Spanish was, after 4 years of Spanish, I was pretty good, you know. So we went down and bought a bunch of steroids, brought them back, you know. We're already working in the gym.
Right.
So there's big money in steroids.
Definitely, especially back then.
Yeah, I made a lot of money in steroids.
Where in Mexico was he taking you?
We went to Matamoros and Reynosa. Yeah.
But this is before it was super dangerous.
Yeah, I didn't feel in danger there at all.
And so you just walk into like a retail pharmacy, or do you go to like a wholesaler?
We had to go one day and tell them what we wanted and go back like the next day and the next day because they had to call in for us and like
call in for more.
Yeah, for
more supplies.
Yeah, more supply.
Now, what kind of steroids are these? Are these like your typical just testosterone?
Yeah, well, there's only certain things that they would sell at the pharmacies in Mexico, and it was Sustanon 250. They came in preloaded syringes, and like these big ass syringes. Like, do you know anything about syringes? Like 18 gauge. Ooh. The smaller the number, the bigger the
needle
harpoon is. Yeah, most people would take it out and put it in a smaller needle, you know. Yeah.
So they sell it already loaded up.
Yeah, it's called Ready Jet.
And all you got to do is just slam it.
Well, not there, but yeah.
Wow. Or in your ass, probably, right?
I used to do it in my legs, and my shoulders.
Okay, so
my ass started getting too big. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us the harpoons. How much did those? What was your price when you went to pick them up in Mexico?
It's $2 and some change. We were selling them for $20.
Wow.
Crazy markup.
Crazy markup.
Yeah.
And how many were picking up at a time?
Oh, thousands.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And so you're making thousands of dollars a run.
Yeah. I was just a translator on that one. I was 18. I wasn't the one making them. But later on in life, I started making real good money.
Oh, so that could turn into like $100,000 a month business if you wanted it to.
It did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. As a teenager still?
No, more like when I was like 20, 21, 22.
Oh, so you're just a bad boy from a young age.
I guess.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're selling them through your customers at the gym? Or do you start to wholesale it to other dealers?
Wholesale, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. What are the other kinds of steroids besides the ready-made harpoons?
Oh, little ampules, little glass ampules you break open. Yeah, like Deca, Durabolin, Primo Test 250, Primo Testin 250, Primo Ballin. They used to sell Primo Ballin that's really sought after right now. Yeah, and but it's hard to find, especially like straight from the pharmacy. I don't think you can find it anymore.
Now, how were you guys getting them across the border?
That time we had girls drive it back. Just put it in a convertible, put the top down, had two pretty girls, two strippers. Well, one wasn't a stripper. One was and one wasn't. Had them drive it back.
Yeah, it's good to just have a stripper around. They're just down for the cause usually, I've noticed.
Yeah. You want a trip to Corpus Christi? But yeah, let's go. Boom.
Yeah. So, wow, it's that easy. What kind of illegality? Because steroids are legal in Mexico. They're kind of legal here. Like, what do you think?
They're not legal here at all.
Not at all? Like none of those
1990 is when they signed the Anabolic Steroid Act, which made it like a harsher penalty. I have friends that did like 3 years. You're not going to do like cocaine time or even weed time, but you're doing some time if you get caught with enough.
Are you, like Fed time?
You can do Fed time for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I think state is where you're going to get more time for steroids than you will on Fed time. Feds usually aren't that harsh on steroids.
Do you think if you got caught, do you think you had enough to do Fed time?
If I would have?
Yeah. If you guys, the amounts you guys were moving, do you think it was enough
One of my good friends, they threw a weed and steroid case on him, and he took it to the box. He got 17 and a half years.
Wow. So now you're making huge money? Like you're making for a 20-year-old kid, you're making like a six-figure drug business?
I started making like 10,000. You know how it starts to extrapolate,
exponentially.
Next thing you know, you're making 20 grand a month. Then you meet a different person. I got introduced to a pro bodybuilder who we got a European connection from Romania. So after that, it's just exploded.
What was the difference between the Romanian connect?
The Romanian guy was hooked up with like the Russian Mafia, and a lot of steroids come out of Russia, Eastern Bloc countries.
Right.
Obviously, they've always been very good in Olympic weightlifting and all that. Remember the Eastern German women's swim team all look like dudes.
Yes. Yeah, right. Of course. Totally.
So yeah, back in the day at that time, if you bought Russian D-balls in this country, we probably brought it in.
Holy.
So yeah.
So you could get them even cheaper than you could in Mexico from the Russians?
You can't get D-ball in Mexico. You could get like a liquid D-ball, but nobody really liked that too much. So we got little blister pack Russian D-balls, and we used to get them for like $16 per 100, and we would wholesale them out for 40. So
wow,
and like just moving them like crazy.
How are they coming in? How are you guys bringing them in?
I had to go to JFK like every 2 weeks and pick up people getting off the plane from Romania with those big Samsonite suitcases. The huge ones, the monkeys used to beat on or whatever, the gorillas and the commercials. So, they'd bring sometimes 2, 4, all just loaded with all different types of steroids.
Did they try to conceal them?
These people brought zero, like hardly, they didn't even bring a change of clothes. The suitcases were just full of juice.
But I imagine at that time, like this is such a niche business. It's not obvious to TSA agents, especially in the early 90s. It's not like cocaine. Like people probably didn't even know what it was.
I look back at it right now and like, how the hell I did not get busted is just insane. It's crazy.
But I mean, it's such a kind of abstract, and it had just become illegal, as you said. So, it was kind of I think it's kind of the Wild West. You got in at the perfect time,
pretty much. Yeah, the game has changed now. Like people make their own now. They order the raw materials from China and like make it in their bathroom. So wow, who knows? People probably have labs.
So you just they had the Romanian Connect had mules coming in every 2 weeks, and dropping off suitcases full of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would drive it to Ohio, and that's where you
and then
sent it out?
My dude, Big Dan from Omaha, Nebraska, he had people in like every major city in the U.S. So that was the guy. That's the guy that got 17 and a half years.
And he was the one that your main distributor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and others They were like a whole powerlifting clique, you know.
Right. Yeah, this is the early 90s. We talked to a guy from Britain that had the same story, but over there about this early 90s weightlifting steroids phenomena.
Yeah.
Where there's just huge millions of dollars in illegal juice.
Oh yeah. There's
wow.
Yeah, there's still money in it too. You don't hear about it too much anymore. But
wow. Okay, so how long did you run like this?
Well, for a while, until my friend got indicted. Yeah. Then we still did it. But what we had found out, though, was all these people that could sell all this huge amount of steroids. Because we had people in Miami, Nashville, Kansas City, Minneapolis, L.A., just every major city almost in the U.S. So that's just like the Italian Mafia. That's how they can make so much money, because they're all in every different city.
And it's being distributed in these cities through customers at gyms.
Yeah, there's one.
Powerlifters.
You got one good guy in every city
Yeah.
who you give a bunch to.
Right.
And then it just fizzles down.
Right.
Yeah, of course, just like anything else.
So you opened up a car lot, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that a way to move your steroid money through?
I just like the car business, you know. I think I started with like $15,000. In 2 years, I think I had $100,000 worth of cars, bought the car lot property, and bought a house. So wow.
Hey, you're such a unassuming guy. That's what's so fascinating is like you're running this criminal conspiracy. You're the biggest steroid dealer in the U.S. It sounds like for this kind of stuff.
I was one of them. How's that?
Wow.
Yeah, and all because of my friend, the pro bodybuilder. You know, I got to give him credit. He died a few years back, so a lot of people that are in the steroid game will know. His name was Phil Hernan. He won the USA in 1995. Yeah, if it wasn't for that guy, I wouldn't be where I am.
He was the guy that was moving it for you, or he was your connect?
Yeah, we were partners.
Okay.
So yeah, he had the connect. He wanted to stay low key. He ended up doing 3 years though for steroids. They raided his house, and I always told him, don't keep anything in your house, you know. But
what about you? Did they ever catch wind of you?
Oh yeah, they tried to get everyone to tell on me, but no one did.
Wow.
But eventually they did. But in that time, nobody told on me, you know.
Okay.
And I was always pretty careful, you know.
Yeah.
I was really good at knowing like when to cut somebody off.
What happened to your Romanian guy, your connect?
He died while I was in prison.
Okay.
He had a heart attack
Okay.
in his 50s. So
Yeah, steroids, long-term steroids.
yeah,
probably do
my
that
other
to you.
friend, he died from kidney failure. So
at what age did this business kind of just fizzle out, or did you quit? Like
I did quit for a minute. What I was about to say before, all these guys that were moving all these steroids, I find out they can move a bunch of weed also.
Of course.
So I started going out to LA, East LA, and buying weed from the gangbangers out there.
Right, Mexicans.
And taking it back to Omaha. And, you know, I started off with maybe 100 just to see, you know, and I was driving it myself, throw it in the trunk, boom, drive it. Made it. I mean, I can't believe I never got pulled over and got busted. I used to have.
I can. You look like you work IT in some office park.
I've been followed for like I remember one time I had like over 400 pounds in the trunk, and I'm in Utah, and the cops right behind me, like for miles. And I just have it on, I always had it on cruise control, a little bit underneath the speed limit. And I'm sweating bullets. Just
10 and 2. Yeah, no. Right.
And no, I did not get pulled over.
Wow.
But I made it.
And is this the Mexican brickweed, or is this the Arizona? What kind of weed is this?
This was kind of brickweed from LA. So yeah, but they were buying it. 400 pounds, boom. Week later, we need more.
Yeah.
So then you know, with dealing drugs, and I'm sure you know, it's all about logistics. It's like you got if you can get it from point A to point B and you got somebody waiting, you're golden. So, but the hardest part is moving it.
Yeah.
Getting it from point A to point B.
So did part of you say, okay, I got to get a better price, so I have to go down to Mexico now?
After I stopped, because after my friend got busted, I had stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, but before that, we tried every which way to like get it over to the eastern part of the United States.
Is this before mailing?
I didn't try mailing it that time. I did a little bit. I think we sent 50 pounds through the mail, something like that.
Yeah.
You know? Then I lost 50. You know, it's easy to lose when you do that.
Well, and back then the weed was it's not valuable like it was when I was running in the mid 2000s, where 1 pound of weed you could charge $4,000 for. Like this is.
Oh yeah, from like Northern Cali.
Yeah, this brick weed, you know, you buy it for what, $200 a pound and sell it for.
We were getting it for like 300, 350 maybe.
Okay, and then what were you charging?
Like $758.
Wow,
it's not bad.
That's terrific. It's a double up.
He's going to be mad at me when he hears this.
It's a double up. Yeah. Now you found out what you were making off of him.
No, it was usually like $750. It wasn't that good.
Okay, $750 a pound, and that's a wholesale price? That's like a good price to them?
Just dump it on him, yeah.
And so you just had one guy that was taking hundreds. As much as you could get him.
Yeah, the most I could fit was like 440 in a big, I had to rent a Lincoln town car. Remember those old town cars?
Yeah.
Had the biggest trunk.
Yeah.
Because I used to like to drive the big caddy sedans, but it wouldn't fit more than like 360.
So you got 400 pounds, just little old John has to sit on phone books to be able to see over the steering wheel, John. And you got 400 pounds in your trunk.
Hilarious.
Wow. And you just drive them yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, all right, then these guys, and I used to have kids, I used to pay guys to come to help me drive too.
Right.
And then one comes to me and he's like, hey, my friend has an idea. You know, he's a pilot. He said, you know, we fly to Vegas all the time and he wants to fly it. I didn't trust it, but I'm like, all right, here. I give him 100 pounds. And so long story short, on the way, they had a malfunction and it crashes.
The plane crashed.
Crashes.
Where?
Utah. I can talk about this because it's so long ago.
Okay, did anybody? What happened? Did anybody die? Did the plane explode? Did they get caught with the?
Yeah, one lived, one died. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and they picked him. He did time for it, but he testified against my guy in Nebraska.
Okay.
And then after my guy in Nebraska, of course he was probably pissed at me because it was partly my fault that he got convicted, you know, so.
Why? Because you allowed a stranger to fly your weed for you?
Yeah, but then he ended up testifying. They came after this guy. He got 17 and a half years, Big Dan from Nebraska. Mm-hmm. And he said after he got sentenced, every like week or two, the prosecutor would call his lawyer saying like, hey, if he wants to talk, he can
Let's play ball.
They offered him a year and a day as long as he would. Think about that. Think about what kind of dude that guy is.
Right.
It's just solid.
They wanted you.
Oh, yeah.
Did they know who you were?
Yeah. Well, what happened was a lot of that Big Dan's friends only knew me as Penguin.
I can see why. Okay, that's...
Well, the whole Danny DeVito played Penguin. They used to call me DeVito or Penguin.
Hilarious. Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Yeah. Penguino, as the Mexicans would come to know you as.
It's hilarious.
Okay, so did they know you? Did they know that Big Dan had a connect who was bringing all the stuff over named Penguin?
Yeah.
Wow.
So think about this. The guy that testified against him didn't testify against me.
Why is that, you think?
I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe he thought that he was going to get out and then go back to work, and
maybe he was scared.
Did you have people that would put in work for you?
I never used it, but yeah, for sure.
Okay. Who were those people?
Just different people. Different people. I can't name names.
Like not name names, but I mean, were they connected guys with these mafia guys? Were these or just paid?
I was recruited by the local mafia in Dayton, Ohio when I was like 19.
Right.
Yeah,
Ohio's got a strong Italian mafia. They did.
Well, they weren't even Italian. They were the local. They were the head people of that area. Yeah. The one dude who recruited me, he's still in prison for 3 murders.
Whoa. Okay. So those guys you could have called up if somebody had ripped you off or told on you.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Sorry. That guy's already in prison. He was already in prison. Okay. But I had other people I could have done something. Yeah.
So
plus my European guy, Russian mafia.
Right. Okay. So you just had guys involved in organized crime that you could have called up for a favor or if somebody had ripped you off or snitched on you.
Never did. Never did. But that threat was always there.
Right. Okay. I was going to ask that. So and your distributors knew that.
Yeah.
They knew that you had the back.
Yeah.
These hitters had your back.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But, I never did that. I was like the good drug dealer. You ever seen Talladega Nights where he's like, I think I'm going to sell crack, but be a nice crack dealer. Like, hey, you want some crack?
Yeah. But that's necessary when you're moving at your level. You have to at least be able to give off the threat of violence. For sure.
Yeah. Otherwise, people, they rob me anyways. I've been robbed plenty of times,
Yeah, and a smart guy will just take that on the chin.
Yeah, you got to.
Because I'll make that back tomorrow.
Well, I learned at an early age with the guys from the Mafia guys. I think we went after a guy. It wasn't even my deal. I just happened to be there for I think the guy owed $1,500 and they beat his ass,
Yeah.
And I was there. I got a kick in or something like that. But he ended up telling, and then he said they stole an 8-ball from him. So the cops charged that. They said, okay, an 8-ball is worth $300, and the limit for aggravated robbery was like $300. So I got charged with felonious assault and aggravated robbery. So the aggravated robbery, I think it carried like a max of 15 years.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah,
for over $1,500.
Yeah. So I learned at an early age. My father helped me out, got me a really good lawyer, and it got dropped.
What did this mafia in Dayton? What did they want with you?
I don't know. I met the guy at the gym, and he bought a few steroids from me. He took a liking to me. So I was selling weed for them. They had a grow operation. I was selling weed for them, and one of the guys that I was getting it through was lying, saying I wasn't paying. And I was paying. So I get a call. I got to go down to their strip club. They kick everyone out, lock the door. And they're like, well, here's what's happening. I'm like, no, I've been paying you. And they're like, here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to fight. Whoever loses owes the money. So, I mean, I didn't pay the money, though, But there was 2 of us there he was accusing. So it wasn't really a fair fight. They used us to beat the guy.
I see.
Yeah.
Who were these guys? Russians?
No, they were just from Dayton, Ohio. It's called the guy's uncle was just a reputed mafia boss of Dayton.
Okay, but this is not Cosa Nostra?
No.
These are just white guys from Dayton?
There was different towns that had Irish mafia.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is real low level stuff. It seems
they were killers.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's high level.
They controlled the area for a long time, had pro boxers, like they fixed boxing fights.
Wow.
They were involved in all kinds of
old school stuff.
Extortion, things like that,
Yeah, old school stuff.
Yeah.
It's
well, this was 1991,
right. Compared to bringing in hundreds of pounds of steroids or weed, it's
I guess they were cocaine dealers back in the day, but they quit. So they were flying it in. I heard they were flying it in from the Dominican.
Oh, wow.
And like false
bottoms.
The gas tanks of airplanes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in your 20s and you're seeing this huge weed market. How does it evolve from you driving 400 pounds back in a sedan to how does it grow?
Okay.
How does your business expand?
After my friend got busted and there was other people in Cleveland because I had my car lot in Cleveland. They get busted for coke. They were trying to snitch on me. I knew it. They couldn't get me. And so I just stopped. I even rented my car dealer out. Sold because I was worried they were going to take all my cars. That's another thing you always have to worry about. They're going to seize your properties.
Yeah.
They're going to, you got to think ahead of the game. So for a while there, and I'm just like an adrenaline junkie. I wouldn't feel right if I wasn't doing something illegal. I'm sure you feel this. You know the feeling, right?
Yeah, just not quite as much as you, I don't think.
Anyways, I'm sitting there all bored one day, and I watched the movie Blow, in the scene where they go to Mexico and they're looking for a connection, and I thought it was so hilarious. But I tell myself, I'm going to Mexico and I'm getting a new connect, and I did it.
Okay, so you're now 30. Blow came out in 2002.
I was maybe 28.
Okay.
I think, yeah.
So some time has gone by between when you had this thriving steroid
I took a little
business.
bit of time off. Yeah, I went through a little bit of an addiction. Like, I've always been a pretty good drinker, but I went through a little bit of an addiction, this and that. And anyways, I just started, I'm like, I'm going to get myself back on track.
I see. Did you have money saved from when you were balling in your early 20s?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where did you stash cash?
Oh, man, I don't know if I want to say.
Oh, come on. What?
Because it's like my first wife, she's Puerto Rican, and we used to have they're going to get mad, but I don't even talk to them anymore. We used to have a safe at her parents' house. So,
okay.
And they've kind of figured, he didn't know, like he was dead set against anything illegal. Just one of the best dudes you'll ever meet. She was too. She didn't deserve to be with a person like me, you know?
Okay. So, that was a long way of saying you stashed cash at your
I'm sorry,
baby mama's house. Okay. So, but you're careful. You haven't had anything seized?
No.
Okay. And so you have enough to make a buy if you want to make a play, basically.
I would have said, we're going to Mexico. I'm going to find a connect.
Wow.
So I did. I found some people. And
where'd you go first? Tell us.
We went to Nogales. Met these guys, this one dude, Roberto. And I bought weed actually in Mexico. He was charging me a little over the going rate, but it was like $180 a pound, which wasn't bad. Okay. And then we had to pay the cross. The cross in Nogales is 60 across the border, then 60 through the checkpoint.
Okay, hang on. So that's to pay the mule?
Yeah.
To drive it over?
Yeah. I don't know how, usually the people will pay the mule a little less, but they're still charging 60 and 60.
Okay, got it. Yeah. So how long did it take you when you first went down to Nogales to find this connect?
Couple weeks.
Okay, so do you just rented a hotel?
Yeah.
And then are you asking around? Like, who do you go to?
I stayed at one hotel in Nogales across the line months and months at a time. Yeah.
Wow. Just meeting a guy who brought you to did you have to pay people for introductions?
That one no, not really. I just kind of met him through this lady. So she kind of got mad. She wanted to be in the middle, but we cut her out, because she was just toxic. But anyways, I remember we started with this old Ford Cordoba, and I think he figured out a way to fit 60 pounds in it.
And are these the same kind of pounds that you were getting in East LA? Like,
no, they were better, way better, way better. The big blocks.
Okay,
but we had to take them and use a press and make them into little bricks. Yeah, but it was really good weed.
Right.
For Mexico.
Right.
So we stashed 60 pounds in the damn thing. It's like a 79 Cordoba, and we used to make jokes. We used to call it La Virgen. Like we needed some fuzzy dice and a sticker of the Virgin Mary on the back window, you know. So I remember one time the car breaks down right at the point of entry where you give your ID to and then the CBP helped push the car into the United States. And we're watching from like over here up on the hill, up on the mountain, you know.
Wow.
We're watching it all. We're just dying laughing. And I'm kind of pissed because you should have a better car. I could lose my money, you know?
Right. Okay. So is you're buying it from your Connect, this guy that you buy 100 pounds from, is he part of an organization? Is he part of
kind of like independent? This is back before Sinaloa came in and just took control of the whole town.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you had these independent dealers that are maybe getting the weed from Guerrero or wherever,
I don't know
Durango.
where,
These are just independent pot dealers.
You could find it anywhere.
Yeah. So then did they help you? They find the mule for you?
They did everything. It was their operation. Yeah. Wow. So all I needed was 2 trips, with that 120 pounds at that time, because I was just starting back. So the weed was good enough. I had figure it out, 300 something into it, maybe less. And, drove it myself again. I just
after
I call it.
After hang on. Just relax.
Sorry.
So, God damn, we're fascinated by this. So they have the mules set up to pass through the border and then the checkpoint, which is about whatever couple miles.
It's
past
40
the border.
miles, maybe 40. I think 40 miles.
Did you know if they had the border guards paid off?
No, they didn't.
Okay, so they're using mules that are just prepared to make it through or not.
They used to use a lady and her 2 kids.
Wow.
The lady and her 2 kids to get it across, then the son would grab it and take it up through the checkpoint.
And are they all, who are most of the mules that they use? Are they also U.S. citizens that pass back and forth pretty easily?
A lot of them just had visas.
And they say they're there to work, there to shop.
Yeah, going shopping.
I see.
Yeah.
Wow. And do you know how much they were being paid?
Nah, a couple grand maybe. Yeah.
Okay. But when you have 100, 200 pounds at a time, the price is still worth it.
Yeah.
So to you, it's like 180. That's total.
Well, I would get 120. And that time I was still driving it from Tucson all the way up to Cleveland. I was getting $1,200 a pound at that time. So.
And your price is less than 200.
Well, with the 60 and 60, so 120. What is that? 300, right?
Okay, yeah. So $300.
Yeah, it's 300. I had 300 in it, and took it up with 120 pounds. I was making almost 100 grand.
Holy. Just off one run, off a $30,000 investment, you turn it into almost 100.
You come back quick, one
and that's
trip.
Gone immediately. As soon as you bring it up to Ohio, it's accounted for.
Yep,
because this is good weed now.
Who's
your distributor? Your new distributor up in Ohio?
Oh, it's another old time gangster from Cleveland. He had a car dealer also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you know your personal data is sold online by data brokers? Most of you probably know this. You're internet savvy. But just to reiterate, anyone can buy your personal details. It's frightening. Now, obviously, there carries huge risk to having your personal information bouncing around online. There's the threat of being harassed, doxxed, attacked due to publicly expressed political views. Trust me, I know. All of my information is out there online. Every time I go on a date with a girl, she's already done a deep dive on Google about who I am. It's pretty creepy. But even private citizens who aren't online all the time like me still run the risk of having their identity stolen or becoming a target of a larger phishing scam. That is why I'm not only an endorser of, but a customer of this next sponsor, Delete Me. Delete Me's privacy experts remove you from hundreds of data brokers all year long. They remove all of your personal data like phone, address, etc. They monitor sites and repeat removal as needed, and customers can make custom removal requests. You guys, it's important to remember that having your information removed from the internet is not a one-time thing. It is an ongoing process. All of us, all the time, are online, and therefore having our information mined, located, and sold by data brokers. That's why you need someone like Delete Me that is in there constantly monitoring, finding this data, and removing it from the internet. So, how does Delete Me work? First, you submit your personal information for removal from search engines. This can be anything from your name and age, all the way to your marital status or your property value. The Delete Me experts will find it and remove it from the internet. You'll receive a detailed Delete Me report in 7 days. And remember, Delete Me removes your personal information from the internet on a regular basis. You're going to get 20% off Delete Me consumer plans when you go to joindeleteme.com/connect and use promo code CONNECT at checkout. Once again, that's joindeleteme.com/connect with the code CONNECT to get 20% off. You guys, let's face it, we live in a totalitarian nightmare where almost everything we do and say is monitored. Why not take back some of your privacy by using Delete Me? Thank you, Delete Me, for sponsoring this video. To get your data removed from the internet, check out Delete Me via my link in the description and get 20% off when you use that promo code at checkout. That's promo code CONNECT. All right, so And so then you're waiting for it at the other side of the checkpoint to drive it back? Or do you have a driver now?
We were watching it from inside Mexico to see if it gets over.
Yeah.
Like one time when we were sitting there up on the side of the hill, we got robbed by a crackhead. I think I didn't want to give him my money. And the other guy was, oh, no. He was like, he gave the guy some money. I was like, I'm not paying this crackhead.
This is smart. Just pay the crackhead, man. You're in Mexico. You can get killed with impunity.
I was a hothead back in the day.
For sure. Yeah, and you were on steroids probably. So that
sometimes. Yeah.
So you make a couple trips. Now you're back in the game. You're stacked. Do you keep using the same connect?
No. He was seeing this. He was like 48 or 50, seeing this 21-year-old girl. And he caught her with this other younger dude. And he told her, like, stop seeing him. She kept seeing, he kept catching him. He goes to the guy's house, kicks the door in, shoots everyone in the house. So, yeah, he had to take off. So
you went on the run. So,
yeah.
So now you don't have a connect.
Well, I had met his mom already, which is a funny story in itself.
Your son's mom.
Yeah. And she introduced me to her kind of uncles. Okay. They were like, their sister was married to her uncle. So it's by marriage, not blood. Mm. So, yeah. And then I start with them. And then I meet this other guy who's, they're like, hey, this guy's with Chapo. Okay. So right off the bat, he gives me 300 on the other side. And so I didn't have to cross it.
Wow. And are you paying for this or are they
fronting
it to you? No, he fronted
it to me.
Wow.
It's like that.
So did you realize you were with bigger players now that they had 300 they're just willing to give you?
Yeah.
Wow. So this is the Sinaloa Cartel now. This is Chapo. This is the era where he's at his height.
Yeah.
He just escaped from prison. So this is like 2003, 2004?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he had just
2002.
Yeah, he had just escaped, I believe.
Yeah,
you can correct me, but
they said it was in a laundry cart.
Yeah,
something like that.
It wasn't a laundry cart. Yeah. Everybody got paid off.
I heard he just walked out.
But, he might have, right? So now you're figuring out, okay, these are these guys from Sinaloa, and they start to take over all these plazas in northern Mexico.
Exactly. Yeah,
and they go to war in Tijuana. So, all right. So you got 300 pounds. Did you get is the weed still this good Mexican weed or does it start to get better?
It wasn't that good, but I took it anyways. But they only charged me 300 because it wasn't that good. So I had graduated to a way to get, I started building crates. I had this guy at a storage place. I was working out of a storage place in Tucson. And the guy, manager of I was greasing him. And he would build me the crates. And then when the semis would come to pick it up, he would forklift it onto the truck for me and everything. I didn't even have to be there.
Okay, so so you guys were moving it east in semi trucks.
Yeah.
Did you organize that?
Yeah.
Okay. And how does that work? How do you organize a drug shipment on a semi truck? Do you have to go to the owner or do you approach the driver?
No, at first we just used, nobody knew what was in there. We would call like Yellow Freight, different companies, and they would just come pick up the crate, which is, until that time when Chapo's guy gave me 300, the first time I'm dealing with him, boom, it gets caught. So
your load got intercepted?
Yeah.
The first time you were dealing with him?
Yeah.
How?
Somebody was snitching. Yeah.
So did that come back on you? Did that look bad on you, or?
I had to pay it.
Okay, so you were out.
I paid it.
So you were out how 90,000?
I paid it, not with all cash too, because I had something had happened. My money was tied up. I don't know. But the guy I was giving it to, he owed me money at that time too. He had like a huge speedboat with twin 454 engines in it. And I took that as payment from him, brought it down and gave it to the guy. He was super happy with the boat. So after that, that's when it started to just explode.
Okay. Yeah. So you stopped using, obviously you have to find a better method than just calling up a random freighter.
Yeah.
Right. So how did you figure out the best smuggling method?
Well, to get it back east, then I went back. The guy that I told you about, Big Dan, he had a driver. We call him Fat Freddy. He was like 50 something, but all gray, looked awesome. And I bought him a F-350 dually, and we just, it looked like a work truck and everything. And we would throw the stuff in there, and boom, he would make it every time. It's just started.
How many pounds can you get in an F-350?
We fit up to 500-600. Wow.
How does that? I mean, I don't know.
We put it in a big toolbox, and then we would put it in it was a 4-door, so the whole we would flip that back seat up like that and just stack it in there.
I see.
And then put a dark cloth over top of it. Right. Even if a cop comes in and looks in the back window, he's not going to see anything.
Now, with 500 pounds to fit it in that undercarriage of the back seat, do you have to compress it down?
No.
Wow. So you have 500 individual bricks?
I think we fit 500, yeah.
Holy.
I got 100 and something in the toolbox and like 4 something in the back seat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, did and Sinaloa, the organization's handling the smuggling across, right? You don't have to get involved in that anymore?
I didn't have to do that anymore, which was way better. Yeah.
What a dream.
Yeah.
So, it almost seems too good to be true. Like, because to me, it seems like that's the hardest part. But clearly, they're the ones that know. They're the ones that probably have the border guards in their pockets. They know the people. They know people that are willing to move it across for you.
Do you know how they used to do it?
No, please tell me.
Oh, okay. Well, they get teams of what they call burreros, like a donkey, whatever, burreros. And they each fit like two blocks. Each block was usually like 10 kilos, so it's like 22. So they put 2 of them in the thing like, they used to make like backpacks out of the burlap sacks.
Right.
And boom, there they go. They just go running through the desert.
That's right. They march it across.
Yes, exactly.
And they have lookouts.
They have a guide who takes them. And then the hardest part is when they get where they're going, taking it from there and getting it to a stash house.
Right.
I've done that more than a few times. I'd never liked that.
So you've picked up burreros after they've crossed?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah.
Why?
It's dangerous.
Because there's cops on those back
everywhere.
roads.
There's border patrol up. They're everywhere, man. It's just got to be boom, boom. Early in the morning, like 7:30 in the morning.
Did they tell you?
They're hiding on the ditch, the side of the road. You stop, boom. They just come up, throw it in your whatever truck you got, and boom, you go. And they go back.
Do you know where the stash spot is? Like you already have the stash spot mapped out, I assume.
What do you mean?
When they throw the pot into your truck, you gotta
go directly to a house where
Does the organization have that set up for you, or is that your job?
I had to. I stumbled across a property management guy who was real cool. He let me be in control of like 13 houses. So and some of the houses were down like right there by Nogales, and some of them were up past the checkpoint too.
Perfect. Well, then
I had about 4 houses I kept for myself.
Wow.
So yeah, and it was like $1,200 each, but I think I'm paying $4,800 rent for these houses, but it was well worth it.
So the houses that are inside the checkpoint means the mules don't have to pass the pot over the checkpoint. But
no, they never did. No, you just have to have a place where you take it and then you figure out a way to get it through the checkpoint. So that's what I started doing. I figured out a way with some help. I had a little crew how to get it through the checkpoint.
How were you doing that?
At first, I would drive it. I would put it in the floor of a pickup truck in the back seat.
Would you drive it yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. And you look less sketchy because you're an American citizen. You live here.
I trust myself too.
Right. Yeah. Right. So
sometimes no,
but it looks less suspicious as a white guy going through a checkpoint. If you have an Arizona ID, you're like, hey, I live. Yeah. It's normal. I live below the checkpoint.
Yeah. I had a truck with Nebraska plates. I always liked Nebraska because it's in the middle of the country. Plus, my dude was from Nebraska. And that truck made so many trips through there. Sometimes I would go 3 times a day. You wait for shift change, and then you go again. Then you wait for another shift change, and then you go again.
Wow. And is it harder to get through a checkpoint, or is it less scrutiny than coming through the border?
It's less, yeah. But and then sometimes when it would rain, the checkpoint wasn't permanent like it is now. So they would just shut down when it rained. And everyone would be like, "Andale, andale, arriba."
Let's go, let's
like,
go,
yeah.
let's go. Right.
Then, but then the cops they were pulling people over like crazy. When the checkpoint shut down, you had more of a chance of getting pulled over.
Okay.
So I like going when the checkpoint was out.
Did you have any close calls with your mules getting pulled over or anything like that? That were driving it?
A few people got caught. We started my little crew I had. He figured out a way. We took those like U-Haul trailers that you can buy at Home Depot, and we built out the back wall. We could fit 300. So once we got that going, man, they were giving us, or me, I was the one responsible. They were giving us like at least enough, like 1,000 a week.
1,000 pounds a week.
Yeah. So we would go 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
More like on the 3, so like 900.
So
that's we're charging 60 to get it through there. So I didn't even have to sell weed anymore if I didn't want to. You know?
Yeah. Okay. So how many drivers on your little team do you have?
We used to send two drivers in company shirts and like a bunch of tools in the thing, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what was your fake company?
Oh, we didn't even have a name. It didn't have a name. Just a bunch of tools in the back.
Okay.
And that's not uncommon.
Yeah, contractors,
it's
laborers.
It's not uncommon at all.
Especially not in Arizona.
Yeah, but they were citizens for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
guys that you knew from Ohio?
No, Mexican kids from really the area. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Did the organization refer you to these guys?
No. My little crew I had, they're from Arizona right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they grew up there. They know.
I see.
They know people.
I see.
I did bring some people down from Ohio to drive sometimes. It always worked out.
How much are you paying your mules?
I think we paid them like maybe 20 bucks a pound or something like that.
Okay, so bringing back 500
because the other kids, everybody had to eat. So
yeah, so they could make $10,000 a run,
somewhere around there.
Wow. So then, what is your profit after the pounds get to Ohio? What is that? What is your price? Like, what's your cost total per unit when it gets to Ohio?
When it gets to Ohio?
Yeah. By the time it's gotten there, how much is your price?
All right. So they were giving it to me for like $430 in Tucson. So what they would do is they would pay me with weed for the checkpoint stuff. I would have to pay my crew out of my pocket then, and then I would take the weed and send it up north.
Okay.
Yeah. Two different cities.
So then what is your price per pound?
Probably like $530 after getting it up there.
There you go. So and then what are you selling it to your distributor for?
$800, $900. I wasn't making too much, but it was still
okay.
good.
But times 1,000, that's
I would send them like 400 at a time though.
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
So 80 G's a run.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Wow, times 3 a week.
No, to Ohio was different. Maybe like twice a month.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So then are you, so the rest of the pot, you're just sending up to their distributors?
Yeah. The people would come and get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So the organization has their people that are taking it from them.
Oh yeah.
And now you're just directing it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are these other markets? Where are these other places that the pot's
I don't
going?
know, man, because I never talked to anyone. You know, you just take a car full and just go park it, leave the keys, and then somebody goes and jumps in the car and takes it away. That's how things work, man.
Okay. So you had your market in Ohio where you personally were selling your weed, moving your weed to, but then the rest of the weed you were just warehousing for the organization once it got across the border, preparing it in a truck, and then just dropping it off, and one of their guys would come and pick it up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you're like, you're literally a logistics company for the Sinaloa Cartel.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. That's pretty wild. And you were charging $60 a pound for that service.
Yeah.
That rules. That's a good deal, dude.
It was a good time. We
had
had fun. We had fun, but it was a lot of work. I got to be honest with you, man.
For sure.
It's a ton of work. Whoever says drug dealers don't work is absolutely nuts. Yeah. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. Especially at this level, you've got a lot of moving parts, right?
Yeah.
You've got stash houses that you've got to supervise.
Exactly.
The property manager, you have to grease him.
For sure.
What are the other kind of moving elements of this that make it tricky?
Jackers.
Did that ever happen?
Oh, man. Dude, at the end there was a team of 100 jackers supposedly out of Tucson, and they were always like, yeah, we lost a couple of. They used to put it in a car and right there in Nogales, Arizona, just put the car and then we'd have to go have somebody hop in it. I think we lost twice. Like somebody intercepted 2 of those cars. It was somebody that was in our crew, and we didn't know if it was the people working for the cartel on the other side that did it. We think it might have been.
Wow. So they were
stopping. And then they would try and charge us for, like it was our fault, But no, I was really cool with this one guy. But
so the jackers would stop the trucks like on the highway?
No, they stopped the car one time. They stopped the car. Because right there from Nogales, Arizona, we had to get it to the next town where the stash houses were. It's like a good 10-minute drive up the highway. Yeah, they straight intercepted the car once, made the dude get out. And
that's crazy.
On that one, those guys got taken to the ranch. And they came back, but they were beat up bad.
Oh, wow. They're lucky they didn't get never heard from again.
Exactly.
So they found out who it was, and they brought him back down to the other side. Did you ever hear about bodies happening, like people that just disappeared?
His uncle disappeared.
What happened?
He was just a thief. We tried to help him. We talked to him till you're blue in the face, and he disappeared.
He just didn't get it, and then just one day he's gone.
He's gone.
Did you hear about that? Like the kidnappings in the U.S. and then they bring him down to Mexico?
Oh yeah, I was locked up with people that got caught doing that. Yeah, that happens. Not much anymore. I don't think. You don't hear about it.
They're making it harder because they're putting up real checkpoints now going into Mexico because they know they're bringing in so many weapons and so much drug money is coming back that I think they're getting like the biometrics now, like you're going into the U.S., but you're going into Mexico. So I think it's getting a little. You can't be as brazen anymore, but that's wild. Now, what about the money?
Oh, yeah, that's whole nother conversation. Yeah, it's just as hard bringing the money back as it is sending the drugs.
Okay, so tell us, were you also in charge of the money?
Yeah, it's on me until I hand it over.
Okay, so if you're getting about 1,000 pounds a week from.
Oh, there's right there, and that I drop off in Tucson. No, it was not my responsibility.
Okay, so after you got their weed to their driver, you didn't have to see their money again.
No. Which was good.
Good, right? Yeah.
But my money coming back, sometimes I would still throw some fronted on there. So, I would owe too. Mm-hmm. And my own father was like quit his job and stuff. And he just asked me like, hey, you think I can get a job? And I was like, all right.
Driving?
Yeah.
Was he Clint Eastwood in the movie The Mule? Was that the inspiration
I haven't
for
seen
him?
That. No, kind of.
He's an old guy.
He's real cocky though, man. He was like, I'm not getting pulled over. I hate when people say that.
So did you let your dad make a run?
It was pretty good. He did good, but he ended up getting caught.
No.
He got caught with like $255,000.
Okay, so you got caught with the money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, he had tried to drive it with a few pounds of weed. He got caught doing that too.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, he just didn't have good luck at it. He didn't know what he was doing. He was a gambler. Like he was around mafia people, like gambling and things like that, but he was never really a criminal.
So then how can you be so stupid as to get pulled over? Like what was
He got caught at a checkpoint.
Where?
Las Cruces.
Okay, so what did he do wrong?
He came up to the checkpoint with his ID out, and that's a dead giveaway. Like they don't, you don't need to have your ID out. They just ask you citizenship and you say U.S. Yeah, and then boom, you go.
Did you have to? And so that tipped them off, like, oh,
That's what they said.
Something suspicious.
That's what they said. Who knows? Yeah. And coming down, I don't know, man. I used to tell them that from Flagstaff to Phoenix, you come down out of the mountains in Flagstaff. I don't know if you're familiar with over there. It's just the worst. Like they've profiled people, out of state plates. They profile people, and he got caught. I didn't get out of bed for like a week when that happened. Yeah, it wasn't the money. It was more, and they wouldn't even let him bond out. They wouldn't let him bond out. I tried, but I got him a really good lawyer, but he ended up doing like 6 months.
Mm-hmm. So you got caught with all this drug money, but they can't really prove it. So what's the charge he ends up doing?
Well, I guess when he got sentenced, the judge asked him, well, why did you do this? And he was just like, I did it for the money.
Right.
And he was like, thanks for your honesty, but here's 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Could have been, that's not that bad.
Yeah, he took it he took it on the chin like a man.
So the mules, did you have to school? Did you have routes? Like, Did you switch up the routes for them and everything like that?
Yeah, I used to sit and have talks with people on what to do, how to do it, what not to do,
Okay.
How to,
Okay. So you really were professional
I tried
and conscious with where you were sending your people.
Yeah, I tried to be. Yeah.
Okay. What was like an example of a route to get from Nogales or just across the border in, say, Tucson to Dayton, Ohio?
Okay. We never go through Kansas. Never.
Why?
The 70 is just horrible. Yeah.
Just troopers?
Kansas cops are horrible. I lost 68. They took 68 grand from me once coming back from Ohio. And it was wrapped and everything. And I remember being in their little office, and they're sitting there smiling, counting my money.
Yeah.
And I go, your dog's a liar. And everyone just busts out laughing, because I had it wrapped. They shouldn't have smelled it.
Yeah.
That was another one where I think it was some inside information.
Okay. Yeah.
But we told them the best route was go up to 25 to Denver. You can go around on that loop that goes around Denver, then go up to the 80, take the 80 the whole way.
And do you coach them like stay in the middle lane?
No.
That was always my thought.
No, you stay in the right lane.
The right lane, the slow lane.
The slow lane.
Okay.
Unless you're passing, you need to be in that right lane.
Okay.
Always use your turn signal. Go about 3 miles an hour underneath the speed limit.
Right.
If you go 1 mile an hour over the speed limit, that's a reason for them to pull you over.
They can pull you over.
Yeah.
Don't drive at night.
Some people like to. I'd rather, like the old man, I'd rather them drive during the day so they can see how old they are.
Yeah. Right. So they don't profile them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And some people have different theories about driving at night. I think it just depends.
Yeah.
I think it depends what your cover is,
Yeah.
Like I actually liked driving at night because I just thought that's less of a chance, because I was like a 23, 24-year-old kid. So I said, okay, that's less of a chance that they can see me, profile me. And also I figure there's less cops out there.
Yeah.
But I think it just depends. It varies whatever state you're in.
Well, I don't know if you've ever noticed, every state line, you're probably going to see some cops. When you're just getting into a state, that's where you usually hang out right there.
Yeah. Okay. But it sounded like the success rate was high.
Pretty high.
Like almost,
pretty
almost
high.
100%.
Well, no. I mean, I did end up getting caught going to Phoenix as a favor with 120 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I ended up doing I did 5 years on 120 pounds.
Okay.
All this stuff I've done, and I get 5 years for a measly 120
When
pounds.
was this?
Well, this was in the middle of everything going on. And once I got caught, I changed my identity.
Okay. Yeah. What year? How long are you running like this at full speed before this happened? Before you got caught?
This was right in the middle, of everything. I had the at that point, I had the other crew going with. No, I don't think we had the crew going 3 times a week. It was before that. So I had this girl come down from Ohio, white girl, and it's just this. it ended up so that I had to jump in the car too, and we were just taking some to Phoenix for a good friend. And the car we were in had a stash spot for 40, but they were like, no, we need all of them now. And it would have been like 3 trips. So we just threw them in the trunk. It was wrapped. The dog didn't smell it. We got pulled over, and the guy ran the dog around the car like 7 times. The dog didn't do anything.
Wow.
He taps on the car. The dog sits in front of the car, which is like a common thing when they do a false hit. So that way the dog is out of the camera view. So it's he sits. That's when they sit, supposedly that's them telling you, how's he going to sit in front of the car by the engine when the weed is in the trunk?
So they do that. So it gives them an excuse to search the car, right? It gives them, they pretend that the dog smells something by giving them a trick.
The dog didn't smell anything.
Okay.
We had just gotten it through the checkpoint where they have dogs. So yeah, it was wrapped where a dog can't smell it.
What year is this?
I think it was 2007 when I got arrested with the 120.
Okay.
So.
And you bonded out, I assume?
Bonded out, it wasn't that much. Yeah. And nobody wanted me to stop, I think, because, I had found out I had gotten indicted for that first 300 that fell. I had thrown more in there. It was like 400. So I found out I got indicted for that. I had to change my identity.
All those years before?
So I changed my identity.
Hang on, all those years before?
Yeah, for when I first met the guy with Chapo. Yeah, I finally got indicted for that. I found out by checking my own name online, and you can run searches on people and so I'm like, holy, and everyone's like, here, we'll just change your identity. So I gave through this dude in Nebraska like some weed, and he let me use his information, and I got a license.
Do you have to look like the person? Like, does it matter?
He had green eyes. He had green eyes and hair.
So you use his birth certificate,
Social Security,
and then you just go get a
credit card. Yeah.
And then you can go get a new driver's license?
You used to be able to.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with the 120 pounds, I got busted under that guy's name. Bonded out, okay? Bonded out, changed my identity again to my brother let me use his name. Okay. Yeah, my brother, love you, man.
Okay, so does that mean your brother's got a warrant out?
No. It's the time. I think they did go raid his house once when I got picked up in Cleveland finally. But
okay, so the answer is yes.
They did raid his house, but he doesn't do anything. He's a real estate agent.
Yeah, they raided his house, but did they then discover that you were using his identity?
Yeah, but he didn't get in trouble.
Okay, so, but now you're on the run now, essentially. You've got active warrants out.
Yeah, so yeah, I got an ID in my brother's name. Then next thing you know, I got picked up again, walking down the street. They identified me, because I didn't have a car, and I just walked to the store.
Where?
down it's called Rio Rico by Nogales. Yeah, and I got picked up again. This time, it was 20 grand to get out, and my people got me out right away. It was funny, as back when Dave Chappelle was on. And as I'm dressing out, they knew I just put up 20 grand. One of the COs is like, "I'm rich, bitch."
Nice.
But anyways, so I bail out again, and then I still had. They didn't take all my IDs. I still had another ID in my brother's name.
Yeah.
So they had made my woman self-deport, and what happened was. When I bailed out, I went back to the house, okay? And from me calling her, they figured out 2 and 2, and they went to our house. And it's where I had money. So we wouldn't let them in, and they sat outside our house, in our backyard, in front, everywhere, for like all day long, from 8 in the morning till 9 at night. Finally, they get a warrant. They come in, and they didn't find anything. So... I had over 500 grand in the house. We stashed it right, and actually they were sitting right on top of it when they were raiding the house. So yeah, me and my girl looking at each other, and we were like,
"So you had it under the floor?"
No, we had this like decorative chair that we we figured out a way to put it inside.
500 grand in one chair.
Yeah, it worked out perfect. Yeah.
What? So after that, it sounds like she left. She went back to Mexico.
They threatened to take our kids from her.
Okay.
And she was pregnant with my son. So, yeah. When I got out that time, I just got everything and boom, in one day moved it all to Mexico.
Took the 500 grand.
Took that too.
Okay. So now you got a ton of cases open and you're living as a fugitive in Mexico.
Yep.
Much like a Mexican would. You know what I mean? This is wild. That's so crazy to me. I've never heard. Now you hear about that a lot. You hear about white guys living in certain parts of Mexico.
Yeah.
And they're moving dope up to Canada.
Have you heard about that guy, the snowboarder?
Yeah, I heard about him. He's got a target on him. He's on the run. But back then, this I don't think was as common.
No.
So because in the mid 2000s, you didn't see a lot of gringos living in border towns, especially.
I was one of the only ones for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So where did you guys move to? Did you move out to the country or?
No, there's a part of Nogales that's like more the rich area.
Yeah.
We bought a house there.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is what's great about Mexico is you can just count out 250 grand on the table.
To the real estate agent.
Or the owner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So,
and no one.
That's what happened.
No one says it buys a lot of silence.
Yeah.
No paso nada. Buys a lot of no paso nada. Okay.
So I'm living in Mexico. I stayed for, I think 7 years before I crossed back. And I just kept doing the same stuff. I trusted I had to trust my guys.
Yeah.
And we kept working.
So did you keep the operation the same with the same stash houses with the same property management
minus
company?
a couple. Yeah.
Okay.
We got a couple new ones.
So who was in charge now on the Arizona side?
The kids they're two brothers. I'm not going to name names.
No one's asking you to name names.
No, that's cool. Yeah. No, but they're two brothers. They're pretty trustworthy.
Okay.
And yeah, so.
And you built a relationship with close trust with them.
Yeah.
But now it sounds like they are making more because they have more responsibility. So now
it was like
So now you have to move more product.
Yeah, but I still would send it back east.
Okay.
I had the old man driving, which worked well.
Yeah.
Until that guy's always been greedy. Instead of just keeping it, why fix it if it isn't broke? And the Ford, the dually, he goes out and gets a $1 million RV. Somehow, I don't know how he got it, but like he's paying per month on it. Million, one of those RVs where the walls come out, and sure enough, he's taking stuff in the winter. For some reason he goes through Kansas, which is it's against the rules.
Yeah,
and sure enough, boom, he gets caught.
Right, with how much?
300 and something.
And this is the old mule?
Yeah,
working for you.
Dude.
Did he roll?
He did.
Okay.
He acted like he didn't, but he did. We found out later he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're safely in Mexico right now.
And actually he came back to Mexico because we were like, we need paperwork, we need proof. Mm-hmm. And he came back to Mexico and it was like weird. He had called somebody else and someone else answered. Another one of my guys from Cleveland called him. Someone else answered his phone. Someone like, wait a minute, this ain't right. We knew it was a cop. So
okay. So why, now that you're in Mexico, why do they need you? Why does the cartel need you if they already know how to move everything across the border? Why couldn't they just deal directly with the two brothers in Arizona?
Because they're not like that. They're stand-up people.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So how does your function change? Like, what are you doing down there now that you're in Mexico?
It didn't really change. I just kept working.
How?
I probably partied more.
How were you working in Mexico?
Just on phones.
Right.
Yeah. And in person,
Right.
We tried to stay off the phones.
Okay. So you meet your connect just to make sure all the loads look good.
Yeah. Like it became harder, but you have to have trust. So
What? How so? What do you mean?
well, I mean, like trusting the other people to make sure what it looks like.
Yeah.
And because, if they don't, because it started to get to a point, if the weed wasn't good enough and I sent it back east, it was like a lose, you lose.
Wasn't going to sell.
Yeah, you lose money.
Right. Because at this time, after 2007, that's when there's
People
a lot
started
of
getting picky, man.
there's a lot of competition. There's weed coming from Cali. There's indoor weed coming from, the East Coast, coming from Florida. So the weed's got to be good now or else you can't sell it. Okay, so what does the Mexican weed, obviously, those guys are sharp down there. So does their weed keep improving? Like what does the Mexican weed start to look like as it evolves?
I heard they were trying to make it better, but it was always the same to me. Maybe like more into the like 2015, 16 era. It seemed like they always sent me the same. But I heard like after that they had gotten seeds from like Northern California and they were trying to make it like that.
Right. But up until that point, do you have to start charging less?
I did actually
bricks?
have to start charging less. So,
Okay.
Yeah, my money went down, and then the jackers that I told you about, that was another thing that started happening. So long story short, I had to go back.
When you're down there in Mexico, how many pounds are you getting every week?
Oh, we're still getting like at least 600 to 1,000 a week.
Wow.
To take through the checkpoint.
Yeah. Yeah. And then are the brothers still responsible for the other loads that the cartel is sending to their people?
Yeah, we're all responsible. Like, there was one time where they got a card taken from them and they were held responsible. But I ended up paying for it ultimately, but it got hard.
For sure. Hard. So it doesn't sound like it's all good times down there.
No.
Sounds because you have to rely on other people. The money's.
I think the cartel liked it because I was kind of like held hostage.
Right. Yeah. So if they don't pay across the border, they're going to come knock on your door. Right. Who were these guys? Did you ever meet actual? Obviously you had your distributor, right? Your point man, but did you ever meet anybody higher up in the organization?
Well, my one guy was direct with Chapo. Like, no, I never got to meet Chapo.
Okay.
No.
But you met one of his guys, one of his plaza bosses, right?
I don't know if anyone, you probably haven't. Have you ever talked to anyone from Nogales?
No.
Oh, okay. There's a train that runs through the middle of the city. So there was one side is for Chapo's people, the other side, Mayo. Okay. So I worked for both. All right. They weren't enemies, but they weren't working really together, especially in Nogales. Wow. The guys from Mayo would get mad at me for working with it. The guy with Chapo, he was really easygoing. He didn't really care, but the other guys were jealous, My girls' uncles were with the Mayo. Okay. And I would go out to the ranch, and it's just like you see in movies. Huge ranch, like 10, 12 dudes with AKs patrolling. The dude gets out of bed. What is the first thing he does? Throws on a flak jacket, with the extra mags in the flak jacket, like he had to live like that.
Yeah. So. And he was one of the plaza bosses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
So they were literally divided Nogales up.
Yeah.
The Chapitos and the Maitos.
Yeah.
Right.
So
wow, that's wild.
But they would get mad, like for the Mexican people, because they sell a lot of cocaine right there in Mexico.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the tiradores? They set up like stores.
Yeah.
So, if one side gets caught selling on the other side, trouble could happen.
Sure. Sure. Were any bodies dropping around this time?
Sometimes. When the bodies really started to drop was when Chapo was fighting Beltran. Right. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, the Beltran Leyvas, who were they started out as a security wing for Chapo. but they opened up huge drug routes. They were really successful drug dealers, and Chapo eventually, I think in order to save one of his sons, nobody really knows, but he basically started ratting on the Beltran Leyvas.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's just what I've studied and what I've seen and heard. So yeah, they go to war.
Yeah. But in that time, they were fighting with the police. There was one day where they were throwing grenades at the police. The police killed like 12 of them. Like they literally just threw like 12 bodies in the back of, you've seen the pickup trucks they drive in Mexico. They filled a whole pickup truck full of bodies. And they were cutting people's heads off, rolling them down the street, like and sending messages. And yeah, it was crazy. It all culminated one night in my neighborhood where I bought my house.
Yeah.
They hit 8 houses. The Chapos hit 8 houses where Beltran people were hiding. And it sounded like a war zone. I put my kids under our bed. We had this huge bed with these. They always say like it's a good place to hide, because the bullets might not go through all the mattresses.
So you can hear in the distance.
Oh no, it sounded like they were in my backyard. Wow. In my backyard, 50 cal rifles, sniper rifles. Yeah, like the next day I went out and there was holes like this and the cement. All the houses are cement.
Right.
You realize that?
Right.
Yeah. So it went on for over an hour. It sounded like a war zone.
And so they're raiding
it was
these.
Crazy. It literally sounded like they were in my yard. 8 houses right around in my neighborhood. They killed like about 8-10 people that night. So I have PTSD from it. Yeah. Like loud noises will startle me, and I didn't know what it was at first. But
so basically, the Chapos were like raiding their safe houses, which happened to be in your neighborhood.
Yeah. They got them all out of there.
Wow.
Then later on, I think it was a few months later, is when they killed Beltran down in, I don't know where he was.
Cuernavaca.
All right. So when that happened, as soon as that happened, the whole neighborhood, you just heard everybody outside. Yeah.
Celebrating.
Yes.
Wow. That's crazy. It was lawless.
Yeah.
Wow. So
these guys had even the as high as some of the military on their payroll.
For sure.
So
did your guy, your point man, would he tell you like, hey, this is why this is going on? Would he kind of keep you informed about why?
Not too much. The Mayo people, everybody knew everything. So it was he didn't talk too much. But
how did you know all this was happening?
Because I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
No, but the politics of it, like who's fighting who. Would your girl keep you informed? Like
no, her uncles.
Okay,
her uncles. I hung out with them as far as like drinking and stuff. Right. I would hang out with them more than I would the Chapo guy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were working. Your girl's family, her uncles, were working with Mayo's people.
Yeah.
And what were they doing?
They would just give me the weed. Like they would be they would get a cut of everything,
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. So basically they were your weed suppliers.
Yeah.
And they were going on the
from the Mayos.
On the Chapo side, who were you getting weed from?
Just that one guy.
Okay. Yeah. So, and how did you work that out? Like, because obviously this is a very sensitive position, right? You want to give both sides love. How would you trade off? Like, how did you work that out? How did you deal weed for both of them?
Like the blocks, you just put with a marker. You just put like whose it is.
Was that your job?
Not usually. No.
Okay.
No.
But I'm saying, like, would you take both their loads at the same time, or would you trade off?
Well, yeah. If we did have both, you just got to make sure the market right.
Okay, so you would take the loads at the same time.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. Just got to be real meticulous about that. But we paid people to wrap it because we had to. If you get the weed, it's not wrapped, so you can't have 1,000 pounds of unwrapped weed in a house. Unless it's like by itself, maybe. But even then, you don't want cops because cops will just, if they suspect the house of being a stash house, with nobody knowing, they'll just come up in the yard and run a dog around the house.
Yeah.
So you got to wrap the weed.
Right.
So we had people that would do that.
Yeah. And you get it ready. And then did the forms of smuggling have to be updated a little bit, or are they still just sending cars through?
Well, they were still using the burreros back then.
So that was still the primary method.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
They usually had their own people picking it up, though. I only had to do them favors a couple of times.
Right.
Then I started would refuse to go pick up the weed.
So you still never had to be involved in the logistics of smuggling it across the border.
No,
it was just taken care of.
That was only when I first started, a little bit. Yeah.
So it doesn't sound like you had much to do down there other than just supervise, make sure the amounts were right,
and make sure the money came across too.
Okay.
Yeah.
How was the money coming back over?
A lot of times, just people walking.
Would the boreros come back with loaded? No.
It was U.S. citizens.
Okay. So how did that work? They just stuff their pockets and walk
like
across the
cargo
border?
shorts. I used to be able to come with 100-some thousand in cargo shorts.
Wow. All hundreds, I assume.
Most.
Okay, but you're not coming back across the border. So who are the people bringing the money back across?
My people, the same, the brothers or whoever, however else, and then sometimes we would tell them, hey man, we got this. And they would send their people to bring it too. So it worked like that.
So how much cash is your side, just your routes and your buyers in Ohio? How much cash is that bringing you back every week, let's say?
Sometimes it went down, maybe like 20 to 50 a week, somewhere around
20 to 50 grand a week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still good money, but you're not kingpinning it like you were.
No.
Then what are you getting paid per? You're still getting paid 60 a pound per for the cartel?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the best, for me, less risk, and we made decent money doing that.
Right. So you're still making cool $1 million or so a year?
I don't know. It fluctuated.
Yeah, guys at that level never actually know how much they're making. Not like precisely, right?
Yeah, it fluctuated.
Yeah. Where do you hide your, hundreds of thousands in cash? Where do you hide that in Mexico?
Our house we bought had a hidden floor safe.
Oh. Okay.
But we never used it. I called a safe cracker to come from Tucson because we couldn't get into it. Nobody knew and everyone was too afraid to come down and open it. But I didn't want to have someone in Mexico do it, so we never even used it. We just you figure out places to hide it.
Mm-hmm. Did you buy any property? Did you?
Well, my kid's mom got mad at me and took 50 grand and went and bought a property once. Yeah. So we made up, and so it was our rental property.
Okay.
But at that point I was I didn't know what was going to happen, so I didn't want to invest a whole ton of money in in Mexico.
Right. So what are the craziest years down there? You're down there for 7 years.
The Beltran War, for sure.
Yeah.
The Beltran War.
Okay. And then moving on, what happened in 2014 when Chapo gets arrested again?
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that was crazy. They were, I got pulled over by sicarios when that happened. We went out to this ranch to drink or whatever on the weekend. We were coming back, and we got pulled over by a Hummer and a 4-door F-350 or something. 12 sicarios. I don't know if they were military or what. They were all in military garb. Get out. It's at nighttime. They got the ARs with the lights on it. And I'm looking, and there's a 16-year-old girl with hers right on me. And I'm like, oh, man, I'm about to die. And they made everyone, there were 5, 6 of us. They made everybody turn around except me. They grabbed all of her phones. They grabbed my phone. They're going through it, checking I had my one friend from Sinaloa in there. Who's this? No, es un amigo nomás. And I was with my hands up. He's like, put your hands down, but in Spanish. Baja los manos. I put my hands down, and I'm looking at that girl, and my hands start going back up like this. And I'm about to die. He's like, I said, put your hands down. And yeah, I really thought I was going to die, but later on we were laughing like crazy about it.
Is that so? Those were Chapo's people?
What happened was they started asking me, like, what kind of car do you drive? And I didn't want to tell them because I didn't know if I wasn't sure if they were police or sicarios. Finally, I told them, I was like, all right, Range Rover. I drive it. And they were like on the radio, like, all right, you can go. So yeah, they knew who I was.
Okay, so those were Chapo's people.
Yeah.
Okay, so they were just looking, what were they looking for?
They were trying to see, because Chapo got arrested, to see if other groups were going to come in from out of town.
Right, that makes sense.
And we were coming in from the mountains from east. Tamaulipas, all that.
Right, and that's where the opposition is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, there was the Zetas were still going strong a little bit at that time.
I was going to say, did the Zetas ever try to do an incursion on Nogales?
No, they tried to get me to go over there though, because there were some people from the area that were working with them. Wow. They were going to give me like trailer fulls of weed, and I didn't have to do. They would just drive the trailer full of weed, like who knows, 2,000 pounds.
Okay, so tell us about this. How did they find out who you were? How did they approach you?
From people from the Nogales, Mexico area that were working with them, and I just kept no, I'm not going over there.
How did they approach you? Did they find you on the street in Nogales? Like how did they?
Well, they knew they had my number. You know, they had and I was just like, no, man. They were like, come on, just go over there and look at it. And they're like, no, man, no. Meanwhile, none of these people are alive anymore. So,
no, of course not.
Yeah,
especially not from the Zetas.
Yeah.
So,
and I don't get down like that. I didn't like the way they would kill innocent. Like, no,
well, nobody did. Literally, Chapo funded what is now the Nuevo Jalisco Cartel. He literally paid groups of killers to go find the Zetas wherever they were and take them out. He literally worked with the military in cahoots with the government, the American government, to take these guys out. That's how bad they were.
Yeah, I mean, I understand they had to kill people when the Beltran War was going on, but like, I don't get down with innocent people getting involved or anything. You know, I don't like that. So.
Was it scary to get a call from these guys?
No, because even when the Beltran people were around, they were getting people to work with them, but then those people that actually worked with, like they were killing kids that would take the weed through the desert for the Beltran people, which I didn't like that either, you know.
So why weren't you scared when you got a call from the Zetas, this bloodthirsty group? Did the cartel have your back? Did the Sinaloa have your?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So dude, my girl's stepfather got kidnapped one time, and I called in a favor to my guy from Chapo. They released him like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were like a protected gringo.
Yes.
You were kind of untouchable.
Not untouchable, but protected. Yeah.
But don't harm the not hair on your head. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like the Zetas could just get mad and come in and kidnap you.
They weren't here. These were just rogue people from Nogales that were trying to make money, trying to work with. You know, they were, you know, they're not around anymore. So, you know, I don't know.
There are people just trying to get a piece of, they're trying to introduce you to a guy and they were going to try to take a piece of that. Yeah. Everybody's trying to middleman everything.
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, that's interesting though. So as time goes on, like by 2015, so how did Nogales change after Chapo got arrested in 2014? Did the Mayos start to take over more of the city, or
no?
So
when he got arrested, I asked my friend. I go, so what's going to happen now? And the only thing he said was, "Muchos niños, los chapitos. Hay muchos niños." That's all he said.
Right.
He said, "No te preocupes, hay muchos niños. Que no nada va a cambiar."
Yeah, so nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
So the sons are going to step in now. So it's just business as usual.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why those old school guys had so many kids, because they knew they were going to leave it.
I think it might have had to do with something else too. But
they love to many women, but who doesn't, you know? Okay, all right. Did you ever get involved in anything besides weed while you were down there?
Nah.
You didn't get approached to like...
One time when I was in Cleveland before, one of my friends from Sinaloa, another guy who's kind of independent, who I would work with sometimes, you know. And he called us and said, like, hey, can you do anything with some bricks? And this is a long time ago. So, like, I don't like talking about, it's way past the statute limitations. And I was like, yeah, you know, I had a couple black guys that they were crack dealers before. So they used to sell cocaine. And they were like, yeah, we can do it. It was like, all right, we got a way to get it up there. There's 3 on the way. Dude shows up with 10. So we sold it, and, you know, I don't think we did it too many more times. But yeah. I mean, yeah, I delved into like ecstasy before too. With my steroid guy was gonna send me an X for like $2.
Wow,
$2, but I had to buy like 200,000.
Yeah,
I just didn't want to.
So you determined the risk wasn't worth it with the way you were selling weed. You could just keep doing that.
Look, they gave what's his name 20 years for ecstasy. You know,
who's that?
Gravano.
Yeah. Okay, so. Wow.
We did. I used to make GHB too. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
I made GHB. We sent that along with the steroids and weed to my dude in Nebraska, and it went everywhere. Yeah. People started. This was before it was illegal. That's another one. If they catch you doing that, you'll get a lot of time for, I think.
When you were down there, so you noticed that the weed's not getting better, and as time goes on, it gets harder and harder to sell. And you have to keep lowering the price on the Mexican weed. Did you ever go to these guys and say, hey, you guys got to up your game. This is getting hard. It's getting hard for me to turn around.
Well, I don't know. At that point, it was just, I don't know. I think I was ready to retire anyways.
Yeah. What were your plans? What were your plans to like get out to retire?
Go take care of what the problems I had in the U.S. Yeah.
Okay. So you had that in your mind? You were like, I'm going to go back and face the music?
Yeah. My girl said, don't do it when the kids are young.
Okay.
We had a plan. Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like you were kind of just biding your time down there.
Yeah.
Making some money and then preparing for you to go back and do some time in the U.S.
Yep.
That makes sense. I didn't
think it would be 5 years, but.
Well, so your cases now, let's review, because that was you got in a lot of trouble. So you have a case for 120 pounds, and then don't you have an open case for something else,
400 right? in Arizona. No, 400 in Cleveland, 120 in Arizona.
Okay. And the 420 is the federal.
Was not federal. It was state.
420 pounds was not
400. Yeah, it was a state charge.
So how did you have an indictment from years back as a state charge?
They just decided to pick. I think they were trying to get me federally. This guy was snitching, and he said he had a crooked U.S. Marshal and this and that. They were trying to set me up, but I disappeared on him. So, and then I think the state just picked up the charges.
The state of Arizona?
No, of Ohio.
But the weed got picked up where?
I sent it in a crate.
Right.
Yeah. So it was like
I see.
They had like. They didn't have me like dead to rights on that case anyways. When I finally got picked up on that, they gave me 2 months time served on that 400-pound case.
Okay. So it's not like they traced it from Arizona all the way to Cleveland. That would have been a Fed charge. They picked it up in Ohio.
I guess, yeah. I'll be honest with you. I thought it would have been a Fed case also, but I think that's what happened. The feds figured they didn't have a strong enough case, so it was the state of Ohio. State of Ohio just picked up the charges.
So the weed got picked up there. That's where it got intercepted.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see. And then now you have the 400 pounds there. You got a 120-pound case in Arizona, which turns out to be the one that kind of does you in a little bit. What year did you decide to come back, or how did you end up coming back?
People owed me too much money, so
talk about that for a second.
Yeah, well, just because this thing started going haywire, like you said, the weed was getting worse, and I didn't talk to him about that because I figured it wouldn't make a difference, because you had to be careful because they would still try and give you like old weed that didn't work, and
right.
Even though they were pretty cool dudes, but they still try to get over on you. Just
they do. If you're a gringo down there, we
Yeah.
talked about this off camera. They
Yeah.
will try to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And I'm not being like discriminatory. I'm not being racist.
Yeah.
But I've just
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it. You
Yeah.
know, I've seen it in the media business.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine the drug business. You
Yeah.
try to deal directly with Mexicans down there.
Yeah.
So would you have to like turn away loads if it was like weed? Would you have to say I'm not taking
yeah.
that?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, this dude in Cleveland owed a bunch of money, so I had to go back and try and collect it. You know.
Okay, so that's my question. How did you let the debt run up like that? How did the brothers that were supervising it, how did they let it run up?
It can happen like that, you know. I mean, yeah, I think it was close to $100,000 or something, over $100,000. So that's like one load, you know, one load.
Yeah.
And I think they paid, if I sent like 300-400 and he paid for half of it, you know, think about that, 400 times, I think I was getting like 750. So even if they paid for half and the other half, you know, oh, somebody ran off with something, this and that, it's still going to be a lot of money. So
$100,000, that's a lot of money to you?
At that point, it was.
Okay. So it doesn't sound like things are going well.
No, it wasn't.
If you got to come back for 100 G's.
Yeah, plus I just wanted, it was time to go too.
Okay.
It was time to go.
Yeah.
So then I stayed up there and word kept like, they kept sending more and more too. And I worked. I went to be able to like manage things up there more than anything.
So you went back to Ohio?
Yeah. And
Wow.
and started working. Yeah, they were sending stuff. And I was working up
So
there.
that's how you were basically getting your money back from this guy, is you were like supervising him and he was working it off.
Yeah, we had a really good way to get it up there. So we had a new trailer.
Okay.
So yeah, we were sending like 300-400 at a time, and so that's why I went.
Okay. Yeah. So
sometimes I gotta like think about it because I've got so much like to remember. Like there's so much that I just forget, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that happened. Yeah.
No, I get it. It. So and what ID? How do you get into the country without being detected? What?
Oh, I used
ID are you
that
under?
same. Remember, I told you they left one ID with my brother's name on it.
Yeah.
I think I waited till Super Bowl Sunday. Got a little drunk after the game. Walked across and was bitching about. Well, this is when sports betting wasn't legal yet in the U.S., but it's legal right there. It's like as soon as you walk across the border, there's a casino where you can do sports betting. So I walk up and I'm, it's Super Bowl Sunday. And I'm just like, man, I just lost all my money on such and such, whoever played and this and that. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Just looks at, all right, go on.
Nice. Clever. Yeah. This poor bastard's going to kill himself. Just wave him through.
It worked.
Yeah.
I was gonna jump the fence. So my dude with Chapo brought me down to where they help people cross.
Right.
And you've seen how high the fences are, right?
Yeah.
They're pretty. Once you get up on them, they're up there, man.
For sure.
So this little dude shimmies up the thing and unrolls this like little ninja ladder made of rope and wood. And it's like right here. And I'm looking up there and I'm thinking like, all right, I get up there, but then I got to go down on the other. I'm like, no way.
Right. How did they feel? How did the Mexicans, how did the cartel feel about you leaving?
No, they didn't care because they knew I was going to be up there working.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really how you got to do it. You have to have.
Shoot, I brought the dude an old Stingray Corvette. He was so happy.
Yeah, you can't manage that kind of business remotely.
It's hard.
It's just no matter how much you trust your people, it'll start to unravel.
It's very hard.
That's why the cartel stopped having their people work in the U.S. Now that's why they just give it to guys like you because it's too, and especially now there's too much surveillance. You can't just kill everybody that doesn't pay,
Yeah. No,
You got to have your thumb on it.
Yeah. I'm like, it's so stupid. Like why would you I understand sometimes they have to, but if somebody owes you, just let it go, man.
Yeah. Well, they do.
Yeah.
That's why it's all decentralized now.
Yeah.
So that was what year did you come back?
2015, probably 2014.
2014.
Yeah.
Okay. and then you're in Ohio under your brother's name. How long are you working?
I think 2 years.
Okay. Do you get some of your money back? Like,
Yeah.
do things start to go better?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Do you get other sources now that the weed is getting so competitive in the weed market? Like, do you start to get sources from Cali and other places?
People were offering it, yes, and I was sending back some weed from Northern California. Yeah.
Okay,
but it wasn't. We couldn't get the trailer to go over that way, so we had to mail it, and it wasn't that much,
Right.
It was a lot of time involved for the amount of money. But it is, if we could have got the trailer guy to go over there and we were working on that, it would have been, we would have.
What is the trailer guy?
Oh, just another old dude that he's never been busted. Right. I don't want to give out too much information. He might still be working.
Okay.
Then that, there's all kinds of trailer. The cops know that.
Yeah. Okay. So tell us, what kind of trailer was he using?
Oh, a semi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he own his truck?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you guys got pallets in there.
Yeah.
And does he have other legitimate products in there, I assume?
Definite, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they put GPSs on them and everything, like whoever they're running for.
Right.
So there's only certain areas they can go to.
Yeah.
Otherwise it looks suspicious.
Right,
so
right.
You just got to have the right. Like we used to have to go pick it up in another city and bring it back to Cleveland.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that hard. So
okay, so you guys are getting about 400 back at a time?
Somewhere around there, yeah. Sometimes
Nice.
3, sometimes 4.
How many people are in your crew back in Cleveland?
Not too many. A couple, like a handful. I had already whittled it, so many people had already tried to tell on me.
Yeah.
And everything, so it was down to basically one black guy taking most of it. Oh, you know what? I started to work with some bikers, which didn't pan out either. That was the worst.
So you guys just got one guy who's taking it all and distributing it out. Wow. Okay. So what are you profiting like off a pound of Mexican bud in 2015?
Well, no, $350.
Yeah. Okay. But it's still 120 grand.
Yeah, it wasn't like before, but you got to take the good with the bad.
Okay, so do you have plans to eventually turn yourself in?
At that time, probably not.
So you think you were just was your mentality like, I'm just gonna go until I get caught?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And then just do my time, which is what happened. So
how'd you get caught?
Speed trap. My brother's has a full head of hair. Is taller than me. They pulled up his photo, and I had gotten pulled over twice before that, like in the last couple months before that, and it worked, but this time it just didn't work. So
they fingerprinted you.
Yeah.
Found your real ID.
My real name.
Yeah. Okay. So they found your identity. Did they charge you in Ohio first, or did they?
Well, I was already charged.
Okay, I mean, like, how did Arizona find out?
I did my time, like, couple months in the county. I had a good lawyer, got me time served, and like when I got sentenced, the judge was like, because 10 years had passed from when they indicted me to when I was in front of the judge,
right?
And like they had this Caribbean drug task force because there's a lot of Puerto Rican and Dominican people over there. And the head of it, like, who was out for me for years and years and like my whole life, had retired already. And the judge was like, well, what's good for you is the time that has passed is in your favor. Whether or not we like that or not, it is what it is. We're going to give you time served. So I did 2 months, it was like, all right.
Yeah. What are the statutes? I mean, is 10 years the statute of limitations?
It's very hard. Once they indict you, you can't really use that statute of limitations because you're already indicted. I don't know. We thought about trying it, but they said, look, we're going to get you time served. I was like, all right, let's go.
Oh, wow. I mean, yeah. They're
Would
not
you
gonna
try and fight it?
They're not going to believe you in the comments, but that's okay. 400 pounds. You gotta, that's like the line from Blow.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, how long do you have, George? 2 years. For what? Murder. He's like, I must find your lawyer. But anyways, Okay, so you got.
Oh yeah, dude, I didn't cooperate. I don't care. I know.
I'm just saying this is
Yeah.
this is what they're going to say. But so that's why I just wanted like a few more details.
I think because of the time, like we could have fought it with statute of limitations.
Yeah.
We might have won. I'm not sure.
So it's not an airtight case.
Yeah. So they're like, we'll give you time served. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's go.
Okay. So when did Arizona discover that you had been?
Oh, I got extradited
immediately after you did your time in Ohio. Okay.
In a van with the chains around your waist and the ankle chains.
It's the
horrible.
Worst. It's the worst.
4 days.
Torture. 4 days.
4
like
days.
that.
4 days, dude.
Just taking you from jail to jail to jail, right? Oh my God.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Terrible. It's the worst part about being incarcerated.
Yeah, I got through it though.
And it was a steak, 120 pounds. I guess for Arizona, there's so many drugs coming through there wholesale that 120 pounds is not a ton of weed.
No, but they don't care. Arizona is a prison state. Like they're worse than California.
But I meant like some places that would be a Fed case, but there's so many drugs going through Arizona that 120 could just be a state case.
Even all the prosecutors, whatever, they're like, that's not even anything. But they still gave me 5. They gave me 5 years because of the 2 fake identities and the weed. Plus they used the priors I had in Ohio, which ups your
to enhance you a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you try to fight any of it?
Oh yeah, I became the jailhouse lawyer. I challenged it with appeals and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long were you in jail fighting it?
You mean the county? Yeah.
Yeah. How long were you in county?
Oh,
before?
It was a good over 3 months, like almost 6, somewhere around there.
That's not very long.
Yeah, I know. It went pretty quick though. It went pretty quick. They played hardball with me, and my lawyer came out and showed me emails that the prosecutor was sending her, saying that we know his wife's family is Cartel. So, and like I was trying to fight it, and they were like, no, the only thing we're gonna do is up our plea bargain.
Right. So,
add more time to it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty good deal for how long you were out there running and
That's
gunning.
what I said. I was like, screw it. I mean, everything I've done, I should have, I probably would have got more.
Yeah. Especially compared to some of the other guys throughout the years, the time that they did. I mean, you moved who knows how many tons of weed.
I have no clue.
In your 20-year career? It's about 20 years.
It was
right?
up there. Yeah.
Yeah. 1992 to 2017 or something like that.
2016, probably.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah. You definitely skated at least.
I won't do anything now. Nothing.
So you signed, where'd you do your time?
State, but it's a private prison, Kingpin, Arizona. Yeah.
I've heard nightmare stories about Arizona prisons.
Yeah, it was. I was in a low yard, but yeah, it was rough. There was people. Like one dude almost got killed just on suspicion that he was a snitch. The drugs were horrible. I mean, those poor kids with drug problems. Man,
Heroin.
Yeah, heroin. One kid almost died. I thought he was dead. Like about the Chicanos, Paisas, and all that. I'm sure you did.
Yeah.
The Chicanos had somebody steal like a whole gram of heroin, which is a lot in the joint.
Yeah.
So in the morning, this dude didn't get out of bed. He's a Chicano. And he was right close to me. I went over and looked at him. He's all puffy and blue. I'm like, hey, he's dead. And he was almost dead. They revived him. He comes back 3 days later like Jesus. They swarmed on him so fast. Like 60, at least 60 guys swarmed him.
Just stomping him out.
Oh, man. Yeah.
He probably did heroin again. That's the wild part.
I was like, why would they bring this guy? Why would?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, because private prisons are so poorly run. They're
Yeah.
understaffed. They're super corrupt.
Oh, yeah. A couple guards, women got caught with dudes,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Did you ever hear from the organization again? Did they find out that you caught your case? And
Oh, yeah. Everybody knew.
okay.
My dude that was with Chapo, he died like 2 weeks before I got picked up.
He got killed?
No, well, they said he had a heart attack. We called him El Gordo, and he was like really overweight.
Yeah.
And he liked to do cocaine. Like he would get up in the morning and do cocaine, like do it all day long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I believe the heart attack part.
For sure.
Yeah.
Did they have any suspicion that you might roll?
No.
You might cooperate?
No.
Did they know about how involved you were? The authorities, did they know how involved you were with the Sinaloa Cartel?
Well, my lawyer showed me the email that the prosecutor,
Right.
the district attorney, sent her an email saying, we know his wife's family is cartel.
So they didn't try to, the DEA didn't come down and try to get you to cooperate or anything like that?
No. No, it's just a state. It's only 120 pounds.
Yeah. No, I know. It's just you have all this information.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why it seems like,
I don't know. I don't know why, but
Was your wife's still in Mexico at the time and your kids?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if you wanted to tell, that's completely out of the question.
No, it didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
and anyways, like they're not gonna go across the line and grab people. They don't do that,
Who?
The
American authorities?
US.
They don't now. They cooperate with Mexican authorities.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened with Mayo. They definitely got help from probably the CIA, but definitely the DEA.
If I would have got caught in a big cocaine distribution thing, they probably would have came and talked to me.
Yeah.
But I kept myself out of that stuff.
Right. Right. So you did how long total?
5.
Okay.
I got 5, did like 4 and some change.
You got good time?
Yeah, you get 85%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you got 7 years.
No, I got 5.
Okay. What happened to 7?
No, it's
Okay.
5 years.
Okay.
I got 5 years for the fake IDs, and 5 for the weed, and they ran it
Concurrently. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow. So what year did you come home?
20, Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. And then you went back to Mexico.
I couldn't go right away.
So you had to do
I did like 3 months probation first. Then I got a different probation officer and he let me go. He's like, I'm not going to tell you can't go see your kids.
Right.
It was pretty cool.
Right.
So
was that hard being away from your kids?
Oh, it was the worst.
The worst, right?
Yeah, that's the worst part about being in jail. Yeah.
Yeah. What had changed when you
Everything
went back?
Everything changed. Everything changed. The weed game was gone. New people were coming. Everybody told me like it's not like before. Be careful. Like they're hurting women. The innocent people. They're doing. It's just like just leave it alone, man.
Yeah, the whole thing's unraveling.
Yeah.
Was it the Chapos and the Mayos still controlling the city, or was
it was the same? Yeah.
Okay, but it was now the kids, the Chapitos.
Yeah.
And versus the Mayo people.
Yeah.
And were the Chapitos kind of getting out of control, like and hurting?
There's
innocent
another
people?
faction from like Navajo also that kind of started the Salazars, I think. I don't know.
And those are like the regional guys.
And I don't know if they're on with Chapos or I think they are, but they're trying to like be like on their own.
Their own
like,
people. Well, because they're from Sonora. They're actually local guys.
Yeah, I think they're based out of Navajo. I'm not sure. It could be from Sinaloa.
Well, they're the guys in that plaza are like, they're looking at Sinaloa coming apart and they're like, why should we let you guys who are not even from this region control this border town? So
yeah. So as far as like what's happening now, I don't know. I'm waiting on some bad things to happen, to be honest with you. But
in Mexico? I
think after the Chapitos kidnapping or however they did it to El Mayo,
Have you noticed, now that you're down there, tell us, like, what has the violence been like since they kidnapped
I haven't noticed
Mayo?
much. I haven't noticed much. I heard about some shootings the other day, but that's about it. But I don't know. I'm like, I haven't noticed much at all.
Are you still in the same house?
No, we changed.
Okay. Are you guys out in the countryside? Or are you still in like the rich neighborhood?
It's cool. Yeah, I just want to keep it like that. So.
Yeah. Is it more like, do you feel in danger at all as a gringo being down there?
No, and yes. Sometimes Sometimes it's different. I used to feel protected before. I don't feel protected at all anymore. So
Right.
And I heard from somebody, just like street talk, that the Mayo people, they don't even have something worked out with. The only thing they have something worked out with is with the municipal police. That's it, which is hardly anything.
Right.
So I don't know if that's what the other guy. I don't know if it's across the board, but I heard that the Mayos don't have much worked out with the police.
Right.
Which is.
Why is that? Explain to us why that
I don't
can mean.
know, though.
No. Just explain to us what that means and why that's volatile or dangerous when a cartel doesn't have most of the authorities paid off.
It means if the other group has the full use of every, there's all kinds of different police departments. Federal, state, National Guard, and military.
Yeah.
It's a big disadvantage for sure.
So they could start dropping bodies to try to get those guys back on their side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now that the Chapitos are now, I'm sure you've heard, or maybe you've heard the Chapitos who looked like they were losing the war against the Mayos are now allied with the CJNG, which is the most powerful cartel.
Yeah,
now.
That's why I'm just waiting for bad things to happen. I'm just gonna stay out the way, work my little businesses, and hopefully everything goes good.
Yeah, how do you keep yourself safe? Do you try to just stay out of?
I don't go out no more. I try not to. I used to be in the bars and everything in Mexico, but no more.
How do ordinary people feel down there? How do regular Mexicans feel about the state of?
I don't notice any worry. They're not like people that don't do anything really don't worry too much. If some violence happens, it's like, it happens here and there.
It's become so normal now to them that they just shrug it off. I think they're more worried about the state of the economy and the world and what's going to happen to their families in the U.S.
Definitely,
right? That are getting deported back.
What they're real worried about is the Trump administration just taking people's visas for absolutely nothing, for nothing, like teachers. Like they don't do any teachers that are teachers in Mexico that have had visas for like 20 years, and they just go buy food or clothing or whatever and bring it back. Yeah. And they're taking their visas for no reason at all.
Can't come in at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just arrested this. I don't know if it's immigration related, but ICE, this plane landed in San Francisco. It was a Delta flight. This happened yesterday as of this recording. And ICE just stormed the plane and arrested the pilot. The pilot of this Delta flight. Yeah, a bunch of masked ICE guys.
Kidding me?
No.
I haven't seen that one.
I mean, and I don't know how it relates to everything that's going on, but I mean, that is out of control. Wow. That's just so inappropriate, So yeah, it's going to be a very weird next 3.5 years for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So what kind of businesses when you went back in 2020? How long did it take you to get back on your feet, or did you have everything set up?
It's rough. I didn't have a license. I didn't have anything. No car, nothing.
Oh, you had some money stashed away.
Well, that's different. But as far as like, I had to get a job. Having a false identity charge really limits you. Nobody wants to hire you with that at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. False identity? Are you kidding me? No.
Because it looks like...
I can't even get a job at Home Depot or anything. Nothing,
Because is that because it looks like
it's like
dishonest?
Fraud. Yeah,
it's like fraud.
Fraud, yeah.
Right, basically. Right. But you didn't have to do your probation in Arizona, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I was in a halfway house.
I see. Yeah. So you didn't have to... How long were you on probation for?
A year.
Okay. So you couldn't live back in Mexico. You had to stay in AZ, right?
I had to stay in AZ, yes.
Okay. So, and your family, did you have money put away for them while you were locked up?
No, but people were taking care of them.
Okay.
Yeah, the people owed me money. And it wasn't that much at all. I felt horrible for them, yeah.
What about your uncles that were in the game, or your wife's uncles?
They might have helped a little bit, but they didn't help much. That's how it is. You go away, nobody cares, right?
Nobody cares. You do your time alone, man. You and your family.
Yep.
So how long? And then after you got off probation, you went back to Mexico. How long did it take to tell us what you're doing now?
I have a solar company and roofing. We do insurance roofing.
Oh.
Basically, that's it. I'm gonna try and start like some kind of a YouTube channel.
Yeah, Gringo in Mexico. Those YouTube channels do well.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I like. Have you ever watched any of the UFO shows, the podcasts?
No.
But something maybe to that effect.
That's what you're interested in?
Yeah, I've seen one in my backyard.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah.
That's where it happens.
I wasn't
Middle of the
alone
desert.
either. I was with two other people, yeah.
Were you freaking the f*** out?
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, it was life-changing, for sure. Yeah, life-changing.
That was in Arizona?
Yeah. Yep.
That's where you see him?
Yep. Yeah,
Wow.
and the thing was huge, humongous.
Wow.
Yeah, like the size of a football stadium.
That's
Anti-gravity, it had to be anti-gravity, yeah.
You didn't see any propulsion on it?
No, it's just, it was bouncing around, like moving from point A to point B, almost at the speed of light, like, pew, pew, like bouncing around.
Insane.
I'm not the only one that's seen things like that, so.
No, I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. I wish I could see one myself.
Yeah, it was life-changing, for sure.
Jon Mullins, that was one of a kind.
Thank you.
And I'm glad you got out of the game, man. You did pretty well. In my opinion, with everything that you were involved in, the weight you were pushing, to me, you won. I'm a glass half full guy. That's how I see it, So, yeah, dude, killer. We're going to switch over. We're going to get some AEC going in here, and then we're going to switch over to the Patreon. And, we'll see you over there. Patreon.com/The Connect Show. The Gringo Poppy, the Gringo Burro, the Gringo Smuggler. Johnny, thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you making the trip out here.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.